Hello everyone, I'm Emily Thomas and I am here today to talk to you about why we think the legal drinking age here in America of 21 should be lowered to 18 and what we can do to actually lower it. I'll be talking about this topic with my peers Riley Lackey, Oliver Campbell, and Lucas Robinson. Did you know that out of all 190 countries, 61% of them have the legal drinking age of 18? Also, have you ever thought about how in America, an 18-year-old is allowed to purchase cigarettes, enlist in the military, or even purchase a handgun before they're allowed to drink alcohol? Like many of you, all of us talking about this topic today are of the age of 18, therefore we have personally witnessed what it's like having these adult responsibilities but yet being withheld from drinking. I would like you guys to raise your hand if you have someone in your life who thinks underage drinking is the coolest thing to exist. You know, they're out there where they have to show everyone that they're underage drinking. Don't lie. What this means is that most teens find underage drinking cool. However, most high school and college students find the need to sneak alcohol due to the fact that illegal consequences are there, which can lead to teens actually losing their lives because they are doing this in a very unsafe manner. And although we are not encouraging anyone to underage drink ever, we are just wanting to open up the conversation on why the drinking age should be lowered and why evidence backs this up. We all know by living in a college town, things can get a little crazy when it comes to college and drinking. What I mean by this is, regardless of your age, it is not an uncommon sight to see underage drinking. Therefore, regardless of the drinking age, it's not stopping anyone. If anything, it's making more and more people more sneaky. Also, generally speaking, college students who are of the age of 21 typically spend their time in bars because they are now allowed rather than being on the streets and partying. Therefore, if we were to lower the drinking age to 18, there is a high chance that it would take people off the streets and partying and put them into a more controlled environment. Some of the points that we'll be making throughout this speech is: 1. Most teens under the age of 21 have openly admitted to drinking underage. Therefore, by taking away this restriction of being 21, it may reduce the chances of people being sneaky. Second, you are able to have a magnitude of different adult responsibilities at the age of 18. Therefore, we think it's a reasonable thing to be able to drink. And lastly, research shows that lowering the drinking age actually does not reduce crime or prevent them at all. If anything, it could be doing the opposite. Not only are we here to educate you on this topic, but we are also here to encourage you to make a difference, because we know more than anyone we are powerful enough to make things change. So in America, let's advocate for lowering the drinking age to 18 by signing petitions. I'll link one down below, and even protesting.
Underage drinking has been a known problem for a long time. This happens all around the world starting at any age. Underage drinking has gotten more popular over the years and now is at its peak. In fact, over 11 million people underage drink in just the United States alone. This happens among ages that it shouldn't, and it is sad to see the increase in underage drinking in such young kids. It is nearly impossible to stop this from happening. However, there are some ways that we can try to help to prevent this. A great way to prevent this would start by changing the legal drinking age in the United States from 21 to 18. We can try to make this happen by signing petitions and attending safe protests. This would cause teens not to underage drink as they do. Instead, this would allow them to feel like they don't have to wait for years to be able to drink alcohol, and that this is a reasonable age instead. According to YouGov ominous data, it shows that while the minimum legal drinking age in the US is currently 21, 77% of Americans say they drank for the first time before reaching 21, and 60% say they had their first drink while still considered a minor. These statistics show how many people really underage drink in the United States, and it will just keep rising over time. Minors' underage drinking is a real problem, and the drinking age being so high makes them think that they have a long wait ahead of them. This makes them have the mindset that they might as well just try it now, because otherwise they would have to wait for a really long time. 4,300 deaths annually are caused by underage drinking. These numbers are no joke, and this is all simply just from teens underage drinking. Lowering the drinking age from 21 to 18 could potentially stop all of these dangers because they would not have the urge to do this. Just because the legal drinking age is 21, it clearly doesn't mean people will follow it. People underage drink a lot more than we think, especially in the United States. If the age when you are considered legal is 18 and you can live on your own and have all of these adult responsibilities, then what is keeping that from including alcohol? You can do all of these things, buy a gun when you reach 18, and have access to a car, which is very dangerous, at 16. However, the one constant thing that is illegal continues to be drinking alcohol. Underage drinking is something that will continue no matter what we do. There are only so many ways to stop people from drinking, and it will most likely never come to an end. If anything, more and more underage drinking is occurring every year in young people. High school, especially, is a hotspot for underage drinking, and it is becoming more popular over the years. And the average age to teens when you start underage drinking is lowering and lowering. This is where we need your help to sign the petition to lower the legal drinking age to 18 so we can put an end to all of these dangers. This would help stop the underage drinking in young kids because 18 is a much more reasonable age, so they wouldn't be as motivated to drink so early and could stop a lot of potential dangers. It will make a huge change and benefit a lot of people in so many ways. Many other places around the world have the legal drinking age of 18, and we get to follow that when we travel or visit somewhere else, but just not while we're in the United States. It doesn't make sense that we can do all this in different places and just not here. Everywhere should be equal around the world and not different standards in different places. This is a serious subject, and lowering the legal drinking age to 18 could change a lot. It could help lower the underage drinking numbers, which could help stop a lot of potential injuries and problems. Doing this would be really important and make a noticeable impact on our society becoming better and safer. I really believe that this could be good for everyone. A change for this needs to happen, and we need to lower the legal drinking age of 21. A way to help us would be to sign the petition listed to try to start making changes as soon as possible. With the help of you guys, this could maybe be made possible one day. This could stop a lot of dangers and maybe even help save lives. So please realize what this could do and help us by signing the petition today, and let's see a change together.
Many lawmakers and voters, when changing the drinking age from 18 to 21, have done so with good intentions, with the effect thinking that they will be saving lives and preventing crime. But this is not necessarily the case. They had hoped that underage people would be getting involved in crime less and be dying less. While this is somewhat true, it is not necessarily the best option. As an article on youthrights.org found that of all deaths related to alcohol, only 5% of these were people who were related as teens or young adults or those under the age of 21, whereas 75% of these deaths were from people who are the ages of 45 to 54, which is quite a gap, showing that raising the drinking age did not actually help much in this regard. And many of these deaths can occur, or not just deaths, but injuries in general can occur due to inexperience with drinking. People won't understand how it works and they might drink too much at one time, which can cause a lot of injuries. And since it's so low, people have to hide when they drink from maybe their adults that they have in their life that could maybe steer them in the right direction. And it didn't really prevent drunk driving incidents either, as when it was raised, the amount of drunk driving deaths went from the 18 to 20 age group to the 21 to 24 age group. So drink driving really only comes from reckless driving and experience, not necessarily from being underage. This can be detrimental to one's relationships and feelings towards one another if you have to constantly hide the fact that you're drinking alcohol underage. You're encouraging keeping secrets, which keeping secrets is never good, especially with those that you care for or are close with. It can also lead to an increased risk of sexual assaults, unprotected sex, and drunk driving. Now, underage drinking will happen regardless of any law or ban that's put on it. That's just a simple fact. But underage drinkers tend to drink a lot of what they drink in short periods, often within a weekend at a party of some sort. It's said that 90% of all alcohol that they drink is in these short time frames, which can be resulted as binge drinking, which is a bad habit to pick up, obviously. And this can cost a lot of damage to you, both financially and physically. It's said in the US about $224 billion a year is in hospital bills and other damages relating to underage alcohol. Our drinking age has not improved our status in the world. We have a higher prevalence of alcohol-related problems, including alcohol use and abuse, or the misuse of it, using it incorrectly, and disorders related to such as alcoholism and addiction, which is a whole nother beast to tackle. This is why we propose different ways to solve this issue, but our main one is a petition that you can sign to lower the drinking age. In a democracy, people have the power, and this is a great way to exert this power. There are other ways that you can, such as getting involved with local lawmakers and enforcers, but the simplest way and one of the most effective ways for a common everyday individual like you and I is to sign a petition and get your voice heard.
To further clarify prior statements, the legal drinking age should be lowered to 18 because of many outstanding factors. Some of these factors include that most teens, 77% to be exact, under the age of 21, have admitted to drinking underage. 60% even say they had their first drink while still considered a minor. With this being known, reducing the age of alcohol consumption would take away the thrill of drinking for many people, that is. There's a thrill to everything, and with having many adult responsibilities at 18, such as voting, enlisting in the military, buying a gun, etc., performing one or more of these now legal actions, the initial thrill just doesn't feel the same. Taking away the 3-year thrill that comes with drinking is the first step in the right direction. Just because the legal age is 21 doesn't mean everybody is going to follow it. This also goes back to the question, if the age when you are considered legal is 18 and you can live on your own, have all of these adult responsibilities, then what is keeping that from including alcohol? 5% of alcohol deaths are from teens and young adults. 75% of deaths are from ages 45 through 54. Looking at this information, we can predict that teens are less likely to die from alcohol, and that lowering the age wouldn't significantly increase the teen alcohol death toll. Many deaths occur due to inexperience in drinking, not due to being underage, in which the real risk factor for drinking and driving is being an inexperienced drinker, not being under 21. You see, underage drinkers drink up to 90% of their alcohol in a single weekend, known as binge drinking, because of the fact of how hard it is to get and how they're inexperienced. Many countries with stricter alcohol prohibition from the US have worse long-term alcohol problems. Meanwhile, many other countries with easier access to alcohol than the US have fewer long-term alcohol problems. With the drinking age being so high, this makes teenagers realize that they have a long road ahead of them until they'll finally be able to drink and consume alcohol. Legally, that is. And that could put a major toll on someone. They feel as if they want to try it beforehand because it seems like too long of a wait. People around high school, they're bragging about drinking and, just getting under their skin. They feel as if they want to try it beforehand. If underage drinking is going to happen regardless of the legal age and laws, that being said, underage drinkers drink up to 90% of their alcohol in a single weekend. How can we come together and put a stop to all of this nonsense? Well, after hearing all of this information, one way you can take the step in the right direction is to help better the United States is by signing this petition to lower the minimal drinking age in the United States from 21 to 18. This petition right here. Let's see, I have my signature right over here. Lawmakers need to take some sort of action and consider how one small change can make a great impact to our country. They should also take on a greater initiative in teaching these young adults how to safely consume their alcohol instead of punishing them. If you are interested in participating, feel free to let me know and I can send you a link to the petition. Thank you for your time and make sure you drink responsibly.